So welcome back to this part 4 now of the Soccer Sofa's end of season awards, and this one is going to be breakout star of the season. And I'll kick things off with this one. I'm going to go with Leroy Sané. Obviously, he signed for Manchester City for £37 million, which is a lot of money for a young player who is not necessarily proven in the Premier League, but signed on a 5-year deal. And he's had a brilliant season for his first season in the Prem. A lot of players sometimes take a little while to adapt to the Premier League, but he's adapted in it really quickly, and he's hit the ground running because he was shortlisted for the Player of the Year. Obviously, lost out to it because of Dele Alli, who's obviously had a brilliant season. But Manchester City signed Nolito as well at the start of the season, and he's been nowhere to be seen. He's been on the bench and what have you. So Leroy Sané has really knocked him out of the team. And Aguero and Jesus, when they have been selected to play together at the end of this season, Pep Guardiola has found room for Sané as well because he wants to play all three of them, because he obviously thinks that Sané has got a lot to give and will have a lot to give going into the next few seasons. I really do think that he could become a world beater.
He's one of the most dangerous wingers in the league already, and he's only been here 12 months. So
I love him just as a winger because he's so quick.
Yeah,
he is rapid, like really quick, and just blasts past people and then puts. I mean, his final ball quality is pretty good. It's not perfect yet, but
he's got young time to work.
That's the thing. But he's got so much potential. I was a bit sceptical at first.
I was
because he wasn't getting a lot of playtime earlier on in the season, especially like this half of the season. He's been
one of their most important players, hasn't he?
Definitely, yeah. But yeah, he's completely turned it around, and yeah, it's been great. I'm excited to see what he does in the next few seasons.
Would you say he's overtaken Sterling now as Man City's best winger?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. I mean, if you're playing against City, I think you're looking at the players you're going to be fearful of. It's going to be Aguero, Jesus, De Bruyne, and then it's going to be Sané. Sterling didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I don't know where he's been the last few weeks. I think he's been out of favour, not really been playing much. I think he played like one of the last 3 or 4 games.
They kind of shifted the formation a little bit to fit both the strikers.
Yeah.
So one of the wingers had to go.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens, because obviously they spent a lot of money on Sterling.
Yeah, I still think there's going to be room for both of them in that team. It's just who maybe kicks on and becomes world class. I know obviously everyone throws that term around quite a lot, but I do think Sané could get there one day, and he's 5 in 25 this season. He's made a decent start to his Premier League career, and I think he could go on to great things.
Yeah.
Dobby, who's your breakout star?
Well, I'm going to go down the other end of the pitch. And
the other end of the table.
Yeah, definitely that. Definitely. I'm going to go for John Pickford at Sunderland, who I think has done an admirable job in front of an absolutely terrible defence.
Awful defence.
I mean, it's probably quite good as a keeper because you get loads of practice. But he's been the one redeeming feature of Sunderland's season. Literally, that's it. And yeah, he's been really impressive. He stepped up, and I mean, you can see that he single-handedly kept them in games until he just couldn't do much anything else.
Yeah.
And I think Sunderland would do very well to keep him.
I can't see them keeping him.
Yeah,
they won't.
Especially in the Championship. The only fear I have is if he does go to a big team and then just sits on the bench. I think he needs to be playing, but I also think he doesn't need the massive pressure of being a big team's number one keeper. So I think
he'll have to have that eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But I'm talking, if you remember, like the pressure that was on De Gea when he first joined. Obviously, De Gea's turned it around to become one of the best in the world. But it can, if you're not mentally strong enough, I reckon it could be really detrimental.
To make or break a keeper, can't it? It really can.
I think Everton would be a good club.
Yeah, Everton's the one that's been shouted out a few times, isn't it?
And Robles are meh.
But I did see that Sunderland want 30 million for him. Do you think he's worth 30 million?
Yeah.
30 million?
Yeah.
How much would it be worth if he wasn't English?
If he wasn't English, then probably less. But That's
That's
just
just
it,
the way it
isn't
is.
it? Yeah,
It's the way it is.
So Jordan Pickford, he's Dobby's breakout star. Jack, who have you got?
I'm going for another City player, and I'm going to go for Jesus. We're big fans of Jesus here. We've mentioned him so many times.
Love Jesus.
Only the 10 Premier League games. I mean, he came in January, wasn't it? I think
Yeah.
was he signed? He was signed before.
Yeah,
and then,
he was
but he couldn't
signed,
play
but-
till January.
He was signed last summer, wasn't he? I don't know whether he
Yeah.
was back on loan or whether the deal only kicked in January. But
Yeah, so he started in January, and then he got that injury. He got the injury the week I triple captained him on Fantasy Premier League, which has ruined me for the rest of the season. But
yeah, mate, that was definitely it.
I'll let him off with that one because he's been really, really good. 7 goals in 10 games, and you're already talking about him taking Aguero's spot.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you would
That's
never
scary.
have thought that. You'd have never have thought that. You know, he's a player. He plays with the movement and the finishing as well of it.
And the
of an
eyebrows.
world's saddest eyebrow.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
I just-
But he's playing with that. He's playing like he's been playing in the Premier League for years. He does remind me of a young Aguero, and I think he could just get better and better. If he stays in that City team uninjured next season, he could easily score 20 goals.
Oh, definitely.
Easily.
He looks. It's scary to think he's 18.
Yeah, in his first six months in England, and he's been injured for half of them.
Yeah, that three up front, Sane, Jesus, Sterling, is going to be a force to be reckoned with, isn't it? If they all kick on and
Yeah.
and
All
realise
young
their
as well.
potential.
They're all young as well.
The cross-city rivalry between Jesus and Rashford.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
The
actually,
two poster boys.
I've got this written down, so I'm going to have to look at my notes for a second. But Rashford has got 5 goals in 30 games this season, whilst Jesus has got 7 goals in 10 games this season. And we're tipping Rashford as the next big English striker, but bloody hell, you compare them stats and that's crazy, isn't it?
I would say that Rashford is in a team that's much more defensively minded, and he is someone
No,
who's playing
of
on the left.
course.
But those stats don't lie.
Yeah.
Jesus has outscored Rashford this season, hasn't
Yeah.
he? So thanks very much, guys, for watching this part 4 of the Soccer Sofa's end of season awards. This one was Breakout Star of the Season. I went with Sane, Jack went with Jesus, and Dobby went with Jordan Pickford, Sunderland's number 1. Let us know in the comments below who you think is the breakout star of the season. If you don't agree with any of the players we've picked, then by
You're
all
an
means
idiot.
say your own. By all means say your own. But please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next part.